It's Jeremy Paul Tompkins, and this is
Sarah Woodsky.
Sarah Woodsky. Thanks for coming and talking to me today and sharing a little bit about your story. So we'll start with this. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Austin, Texas. Well, technically Buda, Texas.
Okay.
And then also in Peoria, Illinois.
Okay. So Texas and Illinois.
Yes.
Awesome. And what are you currently doing?
I am currently the office manager here at RMG Real Estate.
Awesome. Your darker skin makes me look so pale.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. So tell me a little bit about your childhood. What did you like to do growing up?
What I liked to do growing up would be spending time with my family and eating home-cooked Mexican meals.
Ooh, what was your favorite home-cooked Mexican meal?
Fresh tortillas off of I think it's called comal or griddle, and refried beans, all that good stuff. Tamales is my absolute favorite.
Yeah, making me hungry just talking about it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I've got to experience some of your food, and it's very good.
Yeah, so. My family would probably say not like ours.
Awesome. Okay, so enjoyed hanging out with family growing up. What else did you like to do?
Really, that was it. Family was our focus. I grew up in a really large Mexican family.
Okay.
And that was the thing. Like, your friends were your family, and you would go to your grandma's house on the weekend or your cousin's house and hang out with your relatives. Okay.
What you say big family, what does that look like number-wise? Is that like 30 people, 100 people?
Good question.
Good question.
I have 10 aunts and uncles.
10 aunts and uncles.
So growing up, that meant a lot of cousins.
Oh, yeah.
And we would go to my grandma's house, which they were raised in, and it was awesome. People would be sleeping on the couch, like someone would always be staying at grandma's house, and we were just a close-knit family.
Wow.
Dysfunctional, of course, but the only way to be.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah. So tell me a little more of your story about later in life. What happened after high school?
After high school, I was lucky enough to be with my grandparents at that time. My grandpa had been a professor at Illinois Central College, so I got in for free. He was my legal guardian for the last couple years of high school. So anyway, I was able to have tuition free and worked through my first 2 years of college education. And then I transferred to Illinois State, and that's my little bit of college debt that I have is for my last, I think it took me 3 years, but to finish up my college education. Yeah.
Nice. And then what did you do after college?
After college, I actually worked at the same place. I worked at a place called Ducky's Formal Wear, one of the best places in the Midwest. I measured men for a living for their tuxedos.
Oh, wow.
So when I graduated, I took over my own location and moved to a town called DeKalb, Illinois. I thought I was moving up to the big leagues outside of Chicago, but it was home of the barbed wire.
Really?
And, a little different than what I anticipated. And shortly after, I moved to Texas, but hands down one of the best jobs I ever had, not because of what I did, but who I worked with.
Nice.
So one of my best girlfriends still, I remember from there, we still talk. It's like we haven't missed a day when we reconnect.
Cool. That's awesome. So you've got some deep-rooted friendships still back there.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, then what did you do after that?
After that, I went to Texas, reconnected with my family, and did a variety of things. I was a customer service lead at a radiology group. I was the supervisor that you talked to when you were irate, but I really wasn't a supervisor. I was just really good at de-escalation.
Okay.
And what else? I started at Workforce Solutions, an amazing place that regulates welfare benefits, and I did that for a few years at a few different centers, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what after that?
Somehow in there, I met a man on vacation who's my husband, Patrick John Woodsky.
Okay.
Best thing that ever happened to me. First night of vacation in Colorado Springs with my college girlfriends. I met this guy who was at a bar.
Yeah.
And sober.
Oh, wow.
And his drunk friend came to us and was like, hey, watch this. As he approached my friend, I was like, oh, no, not these friends. But anyway, Pat and I have been together ever since.
Awesome. Very cool story. Sweet. So let's see what this is one of the questions my wife actually asked me. As far as birthdays, I imagine with a large family, birthdays were probably a big deal. What would be one of your favorite birthday memories that you have?
Favorite birthday memories? That's a really good question to ask. From my youth, It's so funny because I don't remember like my birthdays as a kid.
It could be any birthday. It doesn't have to be
birthday.
Doesn't have to be a kid birthday, but
You know what? This is kind of a funny memory. My sister and I discovered, like growing up, that our cake that we would always have was German chocolate cake because my mom loved German chocolate cake, but we always thought it was our favorite cake until we realized like that wasn't our favorite cake. But it was one that was served on our birthday, so that's kind of a fun memory.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So some family tradition there. German chocolate cake.
Mom's favorite cake.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool. Right on. Favorite vacation that you've ever been on?
Favorite vacation. Well, there was one time I was able to go to Brazil with a college gentleman that I was seeing for a while, and that was probably one of the neatest places I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. What things did you experience in Brazil?
A slower pace, beach life, beautiful people, tan, and just a good easygoing time.
Okay. Fun. So you have a daughter?
I have a daughter.
What's your daughter's name?
Natalie Lynn.
Natalie. What's your favorite thing to do with Natalie?
My favorite thing to do with Natalie...
If you can't pick one, you can say two or
three. Would probably just be a mom. It is awesome to just be around her, nurture her as much as I can anyway, but hold my line so she's not running all over us as she gets older. But just being with her is amazing. Every day is a blessing with her and Pat. So.
Cool. Right on. You've been with the RMG family for a little while now. It's been a little over a year now?
It'll be a year, like around Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. So just coming up on a year.
Yeah.
And have you enjoyed your experience?
Love it.
Okay.
Absolutely love it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. I seriously don't know how I got so lucky. It was just a blessing, meant to be.
Cool. And what would you say, I know on our team growth is a big thing here, and I'm sure there's been some great growth opportunities in the last year or so. What would you say has been one of the focal points for you as far as a growth opportunity for you in the last year being with RMG?
So many. Well, probably the biggest thing is I just recently got my realtor's license.
Congrats.
I passed that exam. Yeah, woo! So that was a huge accomplishment, and I just knew joining you guys, like seeing everyone be successful and have these plans and how they're going to achieve their plans, that's probably the biggest takeaway is, not only having these wild plans and dreaming all of these wonderful things, but thinking of how am I going to get there? Like, okay, these are great ideas, but what steps do I need to take to get to these places? So just having that tool and bringing it to our family and putting like a vision board in our house and setting goals, even though we might not stick to them all of the time, it's just nice to be armed with these resources and trainings that we do here.
Cool. Right on. That's awesome. So creating, having dreams and making them a reality in that process. That's exciting. Cool. One last thing, as far as like a nugget of advice for people that are watching, what would be one thing that you would leave or encourage people with as like a nugget of advice or just a word of advice?
Okay. A word of advice would probably be kind. Be kind. And that would be to others, but also to yourself.
That's important.
Yes, very important. And this world is crazy, but maybe little by little with kindness to ourselves and to others, it'll become great again.
Awesome. Well, I definitely think that you are a great example of kindness.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes. Cool. Anything else that you want to share?
No, we did it.
Awesome. Good job.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, you did awesome. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate it. If you have any questions for Sarah, you're more than welcome to leave them in the comments below, and I'm sure she'd be happy to respond to them. If you need a little piece of kindness for the day, we can get you in touch with Sarah because she's a very kind person. Thanks again for stopping in. You guys are awesome. We love you.
Bye.